Jane says. Let's dive in for an intuitive page flip through this book. Everything is bleeped. Page 115. They were professors and wealthy landowners and entrepreneurs. They were educated and multilingual and fiercely independent, and they were feminists. The earliest feminists. They too had seen the liberating message in Zitchel's work. Nichols? He wrote of social structure. Are we talking Nazis? To keep his bones and joints from aching, he required mild temperatures, the Swiss Alps in the summer, French coasts in the winter. Skipping around here, the Nichol. Hold on. Kind of handsome. That's a nice mustache. Okay. Was a German philosopher, essayist, and cultural critic. His writings on truth, morality, language, aesthetics, cultural theory, history, nihilism, power, consciousness, and the meaning of existence have had a huge impact on Western philosophy and intellectual history. Life affirmation, idea of involves honestly questioning all doctrines that drain life's expansive energies. Ooh, questioning all doctrines. I align with that. Okay. He announced the death of God, and he went from failing university professor to Pharaoh? What is this? He was unemployable and basically homeless. No one wanted anything to do with him. No university, no publisher. Even many of his friends, he scrounged together money to publish his work himself, borrowing from his mother and sister to survive. He relied on friends to manage his life for him, and even then, his books hardly sold a copy. Yes, despite it all, these women stuck with him. They cleaned him and fed him and carried him. They believed there was something in the decrepit man that could potentially change history, and so they waited. He went blind. He had a parade of women coming by to take care of him for weeks or months at a time. Like Meta, these women were badasses of their time. They were professors and wealthy landowners and entrepreneurs. They were educated and multilingual and fiercely independent. They were feminists. Interpret all other values. Let's call this highest value the God value. Some people's God value is money. These people view all other things, family, love, prestige, politics, through the prism of money. Their family will love them only if they make enough money. They will